This is a tutorial on how to replace a screen on your LG Zone 3. First thing we'll want to do is we want to turn the phone off. So go ahead and power your device off. And after that, we'll flip the phone over, take the battery out. Okay, so the crazy thing about this particular phone is after you unsnap it, you'll realize there are no screws holding this device together. But what you do have is you have a plastic compartment back here, and it's a housing unit that holds the back end of the digitizer ribbon that we need to get to. So take a pry tool, pop up under here, slide your pry tool down the back end. Eventually this piece will pop up, but you still want to be very careful here because it is plastic, it will break. Just continue working your way around with the pry tool, different angles. They're just being held in by clips on the back side of this plastic. This is by far the most frustrating part of this repair, or at least it was for me. Hopefully you can get it done, taken care of a little bit quicker than I did. I had some problems with this piece. There we go, and finally we're in. This is the digitizer ribbon. You'll want to unsnap it. And now what you'll want to do is you'll turn the phone back over and you'll take a heat gun and you'll run the heat all the way up the side, through the top, around the other side. Okay, so once we've heated it, what we'll do is we'll take our pry tool here and we will slide it in between the frame and the bezel and slide under it to get, and it should slide pretty easy at this point, and slide it up as we go in between the glass and the adhesive, separating the glue from the screen. During this process, make sure that your pry tool is flat. Don't put it at an angle because there is an LCD screen underneath of the digitizer screen here on top, and you definitely don't want to damage the LCD screen. It's like this in a lot of LG devices. They're not the same unit, they're separate units, the glass from the actual LCD, so don't go at an angle, and as long as you don't do that, you won't damage the LCD. You should be fine. So yeah, just run your pry tool up and down, back and forth. What I've done is I've kind of sped up the video a little bit just for the essence of time, but as you can tell, I don't cut anything out here. Just take your time. Eventually the adhesive will come apart from the frame itself underneath the screen, and you should be good to go. And here as well, be very careful of the front-facing camera. Don't go at an angle here. Keep it smooth, keep it straight, and you shouldn't have any problem. Eventually this adhesive comes apart here. There's a lot more up here at top than there is anywhere else, so it will take a little bit of time, but you'll get it. You'll also want to be mindful of the speaker up here. You definitely don't want to do something there to damage that. Now at this point I just grabbed my plastic spudger because there's enough adhesive still at the top preventing me from getting all the way through with my pry tool, so I'm able to start kind of digging the adhesive away from the frame. At this point, there's still so much adhesive here that I just said, screw it. I'm going to get my X-Acto knife and cut away at it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start lifting up. We've got all that stuff done. The adhesive off the front, or I'm sorry, the top and the sides. We lift it straight up from the top, going down. Reason being, the digitizer ribbon is actually down here at the bottom. We'll take care of that here in a minute. And you can see the LCD ribbon is also down here, so be careful, you don't want to damage that. There's quite a bit of glue down here, so just take your time. And now this is the actual LCD screen, and as you can see, underneath of it is the digitizer ribbon. So it's kind of still stuck in there. It's got some adhesive on the back side of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little pair of scissors, and since we're replacing it, I'm just going to go ahead and snip it, so it comes out a little easier, and then we can just pull it out. So at this point, what I've done is we've went ahead and pulled all the adhesive off the bottom and the top here, and around the sides we had some as well. I've cleaned it up, got every bit of glass and tape off of it, and here's the new digitizer screen. And as you can see, it has no tape. So what we'll want to do is we'll want to take some adhesive and apply to the outer part of the screen. Everything is dislodged here on the inside, the cable and everything. So what I have here is I have a 2mm 3M double-sided adhesive. I also have a 5mm as well, a little bit thicker. You don't need to use both kinds of adhesive, but I use the thicker for the bottom and the top of the frame, so that you could put the screen, when you put the screen on, it will adhere to the adhesive. So take your time, make sure you do have some adhesive for this repair, and you'll line it up down the bottom and the top of the frame as well as the sides. Make sure that you leave an opening here for the digitizer ribbon to go back through, so you don't want to cover that up. And also at the top, you'll want to remember that you have a proximity sensor and also your front-facing camera. Don't cover those up, so kind of work around those as you go. Now there are two ways to do this next step. I choose to go ahead and take the second little bit of adhesive strip that I had and line it up down the left side of the frame here next to the LCD. But be mindful that you also have to run the new screen and its digitizer ribbon at the bottom of the phone. So you can either do this now, or you can wait until you attach the new digitizer ribbon, and you'll see what I mean here after this. You still have to lift the LCD screen up, and then you would want to put the ribbon down and run it through the port there. So it's really up to you how you want to do it. I just did it this way, I guess, without really thinking what I was doing first, but it works. You just be careful, because either way you have to lift that LCD screen up the same way. So, and I wanted to make sure it gave me enough leeway there so that I could go around to the back and connect the digitizer ribbon with the port. Okay, and now once we've got that done, what we want to do is we'll want to take our last piece of adhesive strip that we have, line it up over here to the right side of the screen. As you can tell, I've already pulled off the backing for the top, the bottom, and the left side of the adhesive that we put on there earlier. I'll speed it up here a little bit just to try and make it go a little faster. But basically you're just doing the same thing as you did on all other sides of the phone. And then we will use our heat gun after this and get everything lined up perfectly and hopefully snap in place, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so now after all the adhesive is put on and we've taken the backing off of the adhesive, we want to press firmly down the screen to the frame of the phone, and in doing so lining up the top screen inside the frame and pressing it firmly, adhering to the adhesive. So at this point in time we're going to add some heat, and it will help the adhesive adhere to the screen that we just put down. And be careful here, it will be a little bit hot to the touch, but what you'll want to do is just kind of go around the edge, get a good fit, push everything back down in place, put the battery back in the back. And what we'll do now is we'll power the device on. We'll go ahead and take the plastic film off the front cover of the screen and make sure everything's working properly. Hopefully it is for you as well. Don't forget to put that plastic back here, as well as the back cover of the phone. And then we go around to the front, make sure everything's working to our touch. And hopefully on your device everything is working as well. So if this video was helpful to you, please by all means give me a thumbs up and like it, and please subscribe. I have plenty more videos where that come from. So, talk you later.